Hey, Bottoms. Oh, hello. Welcome back to Bottoms Up, Miami's longest running queer podcast. Don't look that up. Don't look it up. Yeah, we're on season 3. Woo, we did it. Oh my goodness. I can't believe we made it here. I feel like it was surreal when I got to like season 2 and it was like really cute and like fun and playful. And now that I've hit season 3, I'm like, I kind of just like keep going at this point. Like I feel like I'm in too deep. I can't quit even if I wanted to. But yeah, welcome to season 3. Thank you for the support that you guys have shown in order to get me here. I'm very grateful. There's a lot of fun, exciting things coming up this season. I feel like season 1 and season 2 was me like learning and like figuring things out. And now season 3 is like, okay, it's time to get real. Like third time's a charm. So we're going to go over general housekeeping, for this season. I do have some little changes that I'm making, but hopefully it's all like for the better and for positive things. Or like in my mind, I know that it's like for the better, at least from my perspective. Hopefully you guys also feel that way. And if not, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I feel too good about myself. I'm actually rationing my SSRIs right now. So I can't really take accountability for who I am for the next like 6 weeks. Yeah. I have my handy dandy notebook. My notebook. I don't even know where this is from. I think I got this from my sister, but yeah. So we're going to jump into some season changes, which is like the boring stuff. I want to get that out of the way first. And then going to have a little talk about kind of like where I see this going, some things that have been on my mind, and then I'll share my horoscope, as I always do, because we know that Sagittarius is the best. Maybe not the best. I'll be humble. We're not the best, but we're up there for sure. And also, I'm not even gonna, because like before I was trying to like hide the notebook and like put it away and tuck it away and make it look like I wasn't reading something. I do not care. I am gonna be authentic. I'm gonna be real. And also, to an extent, I do want you all to think that I'm organized. Like I wrote my little list. Did I write it 5 minutes ago? Yes, but that's neither here nor there. We don't have to think about that. Okay, so boring stuff first. Some changes, updates, adjustments that I am making this season. And I will say probably the biggest one is going to be the episode cadence. So for the last 2 seasons, I've been doing a interview or kind of like an episode every other week was like my goal. And then I would kind of pepper in these like sit down talking head style episodes as like bonus episodes, like wherever I could. I'm not doing that anymore. It's like, that's exhausting. That's fucking exhausting. And I also like put a really big emphasis on traveling to people and like setting up things to do like for those episodes. And I'm just so real. Like I'm tired. I am just tired. It is a lot. It's very exhausting. I still can't believe that I was recording an episode while getting tattooed. I think that was really crazy. So we're not going to be doing that anymore. But I will be having people coming to my home and doing episodes with me here because I feel like I can really get into the weeds a little bit more. I've been told my space is very nice and cozy and tranquil. So, I like the idea of sharing that with people. So that's probably going to be like the biggest change. I will also be doing 3 episodes a month. Or technically 3 episodes every 4 weeks. If that makes sense. So think of it as like, okay, if you think about, bear with me, put on your thinking caps. Imagine 4 weeks. There's 1 week, there's the second week, the third week, and the fourth week. The first week will be just me, chatting about something like this right here. This is week 1. This episode is the first week. So it'll just be me chatting about a topic, something that's been on my mind, like relevant to the community. I have simply found that like those are episodes where I get to really touch on things that in detail and in depth that I don't really have the space to talk about like in other areas. So I find that very useful, not just for me, but I also feel like I get a lot of like positive reception from those episodes as well. So I still want to be able to continue sharing those on a regular and more organized basis, because I do feel like they've like they're kind of like a hit and a miss now, at least in my opinion. Some of them just feel a little bit more messy, and I feel like I can give better insight if I tell myself like, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is the topic, this is when it's going out, and I could just get like a little more organized and perhaps have a little bit more nuance. And we all know how much I love nuance. So that's the first week. The second week, I'll be doing an episode with this season's co-host, who I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to say, but I do have a new co-host this season. That's not because because I know how y'all love to yip and yap and start rumors and spread things. I do have a different co-host this season. It's not T, but it's also not because some shit happened with T or that I have some beef with T. We're literally going on vacation for her birthday. So like, no. Literally just life shit got in the way this year. So she isn't able to commit to like doing regular episodes, which is perfectly fine. Because I think that was also something we struggled with last season, where like trying to match up our schedules to be in the same space and then also like setting aside the time to record is very difficult. So we are still working on other things together, but specifically this season, I'm having a different co-host. Those will also be episodes that are a little bit like topic focused, but also trying to spend some time like recapping events that we've been to, because that is like something that I really struggle with on the social media side, is like doing event recaps and being able to show people, oh my goodness, I went to this and like it was amazing and I had a great time. Because when I'm at an event, it's amazing and I'm having a great time, I'm not making content. Like I'm not recording things, I'm not filming things, and I'm also like, I'm not caring about, even if I am taking like a picture or something, like I'm not thinking about the quality of that picture and thinking like, oh, how do I make this like nice for social media and like marketing? I don't care. Like I don't care because I'm having a good time. So I think like being able to actually do sit down episodes and being able to like recap events more thoroughly and talk about the events more thoroughly, I feel like it'll be a better way to explain to people like what's happening in the community, and to be able to better support those who are producing events and having activities and things like that. So that'll also be kind of like a big thing I want to talk about. Okay, so that's like week 2 is co-host episode. And then week 3 will be an interview with a local guest, which I recorded. I recorded my first interview last night, and it was so stinking cute. Like so cute. We had a wonderful conversation. It was amazing. I was so happy like when we finished. I was like, this is perfect. It's like a great way to start off the season. It just like feels very good. Gives me like little butterflies in my stomach, like yay. Okay, I hope you guys like it. So week 3 will be an interview, and then week 4 will be nothing, because what that does is it gives me then 2 weeks where I can actually focus on giving attention to the person who I interviewed, talking more about them, sharing more about them, doing the reels and everything, and recapping the episode, so that I'm not having anyone interrupted per se. I don't want any of my guests to feel like they're less important than other guests, or that their episode was less important than another episode. Like that's not the case. Because that's not the case. So yeah, that's the 4 weeks. So week 1 is me. Week 2 is me and my co-host. Week 3 is me and a guest. And then week 4 is chilling out. So yeah, we're going to try that out. We're going to see how it goes. And like I said, you can let me know what you think about it. Just make sure it's nice. Otherwise I will cry. Again, at least for the next like 6 weeks, since I don't have the medication that stops me from crying. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do for the episode cadence. The next thing is the meetups and events. I know I said at the end of last season that I wasn't going to be hosting events. Survey says that was a lie. So I like doing my little meetups. They're so much fun. I really enjoy myself. Like I truly, truly enjoy myself. The next one, which is it's gonna be after this episode comes out, is gonna be on March 22nd. We're going to, I believe it's a Sunday. We're going to Hollywood Beach. We're gonna hang out, beach day, beach babes, the hotties, la bellezas? Or is it le bellezas? I don't know. It's Spanish. You know, I don't speak Spanish. But yeah, hotties on the beach. Little sapphic beach meetup. Come out, come hang. Hopefully I'll have a tent by then so that we can not just bake in the direct sun. Please bring sunscreen. Please bring sunscreen. Don't piss me off. Bring fucking sunscreen. I'm also bringing sunscreen. If you don't bring sunscreen, I'm going to put the sunscreen on you. Like it's not an option. It's not an option. We will be taking care of ourselves. We are still in health and wellness year 2026, whatever. And also I'm still doing 75 hard right now. It's not done. I still have, what's today? Today is February 27th. I still have like 20 more days. 20 more fucking days. Yeah, it's destroying my entire life. So yeah, I definitely want to keep up with the meetups, with the free meetups. Ideally, I would like to be able to do them once a month. That's kind of like my target right now. And I'm definitely going to be doing billiards again. I think the billiards maybe would be like every other month. And then I'll do like a non-sporty thing and kind of like more free. Because like, of course, it costs money to like rent the pool tables. So yeah, really looking forward to that. You guys are so much fun to hang out with. And it gets me out of the house in a way that is like chill and laid back, which I really like. I'm meeting so many new lesbians too. Where have you guys been? Like, where have you guys been? I'm meeting so many people who I've literally never seen before, like ever down here. And I've been going out consistently for 2 years now. I don't understand like where you all came from, but like, welcome. Glad to have you here. And then I do have some new partnerships this year. Actually, not just new partnerships, but also like continuing partnerships that are like becoming more official. The first one, wait, should I start with the new partnerships or the continuing partnerships? No, I'm going to do the continuing first. You're going to have to wait a little bit for the new partnerships. Continuing partnerships, I will be back at Girls in Wonderland this year. We're still doing with the virgins. I am still your virgin liaison. Again, this year, I will be working with my team from the podcast, and also Shauna, of course, is going to be a part of it. Making a couple like small changes just to, improve it, because the thing is like, I'm not somebody where like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But also, I'm not trying to be a one-trick pony, okay? So there were some things that I wanted to change. So I reached out to Pandora and I was like, hey, can we do ABC a little differently? And they were like, sounds good. So I'm doing A, B, and C a little differently, but I'll be back. I'll be back with the virgins. It's going to be another amazing, amazing year. Like, I'm so excited. Oh my God. And I don't know if they dropped the themes publicly yet. Did we? I feel like we did, and I missed it. But yes, because I haven't been like on social media as much the last couple of weeks since I was taking a little break before I was dropping this season. So yes, I'm really excited. I'm 100% like looking forward to this. This is going to be so much fun. So that's continuing. I'm also continuing to work with Dyke Night Miami. I think I'm going to be doing some more hosting for them, which I'm also very excited about. Very fun, always like a very good time. And then also, again, like it's a different crowd than I typically see like when I'm in other spaces. I'm still getting the feeling that there is kind of like still not as much like mixing of the demographics as I would like to see. And part of me is like, maybe that's just how society is. Like there's always going to be like a little bit of like separation in some areas with like very like little overlap depending on like what host I'm going to and stuff like that. But I would like to be able to see those crowds mix a little bit. Because I definitely, like, when I go to Dyke Night, it's a much younger crowd for sure, which I love, because I'm like, I relate to you all better. And also, like, I've got to stop aggressively pursuing women who are 10 years older than me. Yeah, that's me. That's me. That's something I need to work on. So yes, always a big fan of going to Dyke Night. You guys are so sweet when I'm there. I really appreciate it. Also, I love when Caitlin sings. So, like, I look forward to that as well. I am also, okay, there's actually one other, like, semi new kind of continuing. Like, it already kind of started, and it wasn't really related to the season of the podcast, but that one you'll actually hear about in my first interview of the season. So we can talk more about that in another episode. Now, a big partnership that I'm really looking forward to, that I'm very, 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 very excited to share. So, as you all know, I am good friends with Jess, who is the creator of Gender Chill, which is a queer fashion show focused on trans and BIPOC individuals, specifically like in Florida as well. So we also definitely like a long-term partnership happening there. We work very closely. Jess recently introduced me to Tamara Went, who is the creator of the Queer Calendar, which she doesn't want me to call it this, but I am dubbing it the gay Eventbrite. So Queer Calendar is an online and soon-to-be phone-based app that will connect you with queer events all over the world. So if you are simply an attendee and you are looking to go to events, you can search based on a host, you can search based on an event type, or you can even search just based on a specific area. Say you're looking for things to do in Miami. You're looking for gay shit in Miami. That's fine. We're all looking for gay shit in Miami. So you can actually use the app to be able to find events that are being hosted in Miami. So you can make an account, you can save events, you can save your favorite hosts if you would like, you can follow different hosts, and it just provides like a space for us to connect with each other. Obviously, it is an app that is under development, so there is this option to be adding like new features as things progress, and I believe the goal is to have the phone app launched either in March or April of this year. I can't remember for sure. I need to double check. So yes. It's a super easy way to like have all your events like easily in one place. You can discover new events. You can continue to follow events and hosts that you already follow and that you're already like integrated with in the community. I am on there as a host. I have all of my events on there. All of my tickets are all of my RSVPs. So you can find anything and everything that I am hosting will be through Queer Calendar. If you are an event host, such as myself, even though I said I wasn't going to be doing that. But if you are an event host, Queer Calendar does give you the option to host either free events or ticketed events. You can either use Queer Calendars like ticketing options, or you can even just link out to your typical ticketing platform. I do find it very helpful because I'm just a girl. I'm just one person. So I found it very helpful to be able to track my RSVPs for events, even though everything I do is free. It is very nice to have a head count. And when I say that, like, I'm going to hold your bush when I say this. Please, if the event is free and you know that you are coming, please RSVP, ideally sooner than 30 minutes before the event. Because sometimes, and by sometimes I mean every time, those RSVPs will double between the day before and the day of the event. And I have anxiety. So I would greatly appreciate it if we can get those RSVPs in a little bit sooner. Thank you. Thank you. Please. Please. I beg. But yes, it's a wonderful option for event hosts who are doing either ticketed or free events. Either way, it's great. It's also just very nice to see all my stuff in one spot, nice and organized. If you are doing ticketed events, the fees are actually cheaper than Eventbrite. And something to know, I guess, for the general public, there's like different ways that you can set up fees when you are purchasing or like selling tickets on like a ticketing platform. You can either have the fees included into the ticket price, and then like you as the host will eat those fees like out of your your overall sales, or you can pass those fees onto the consumer who then pays it. Either way, Queer Calendar is cheaper. So whether it's you as an event host who's paying, or whether it's the people who are purchasing tickets and attendees who are paying those fees, it's still cheaper for everybody around. Plus, that money is actually going into the queer community. Like, it's circling back into people that actually care about us, and not some big fucking corporation that does not give a shit whether we live or die. So, huge fan. If you would like to get set up on Queer Calendar as an attendee, I'll keep a link in the show notes and in the YouTube description where you can make your account and begin discovering events immediately. And if you are a host, an event planner, and maybe you just want to do a little demo of the platform, please reach out to me at my email, bottumsup-pod@gmail.com. I can get you set up on a call with Tamara, and we can chitty chat about how to best serve you. So yeah, very excited, very, very, very excited to be partnering with Tamara this season. And yeah, let's go. Queer Calendar. Let's fucking do it. Okay. Now that that's all over, let's jump into something a little serious. Something that has been on my mind, especially over the past year, with the current administration, and honestly, even with administrations previously, just kind of seeing the shift in this country. There are a lot of moments where I feel like I'm not doing enough, where I feel like this is my silly little podcast, as I've called it previously, and it seems like I am simply doing bread and circus when, the world is on fire around me. And the more that I think about it, the more that I realize that is, that's not accurate. But of course, we all have things that, we think about ourselves, or we judge ourselves, or we maybe perceive ourselves in a way that's different from how others might perceive us. And also, my word of the year for 2026 is shame. And like, this is definitely like something that is, related to like shame that I might feel around like myself or my own actions. And so, yeah, I definitely was feeling some shame for a little bit. Like I wasn't doing enough, or like I wasn't caring enough. And my fear was that I was also being perceived as not doing enough. Or rather, I felt like I wasn't doing enough, and I felt like I was being perceived as somebody who like didn't care about what's happening around us, especially because like I do come from a place of privilege. And that, first of all, it's not true. I do care. I care a lot. I'm actually very angry by a lot of what I see, and I'm very frustrated. And to an extent, I actually do feel very powerless. And honestly, I think that feeling of powerlessness does factor into why I feel like I'm not doing enough, because I'm like, shit, what can I do? I'm like, ugh. And so it does feel for me a little silly to ask people to be like, hey, so like I know Ron DeSantis is trying his hardest to make it illegal to be gay in this state and like punishable by death, but why don't you come to this party? Pay me $10 for cover to come to this party, and we can just like dance the night away, and like, yeah, But then I also think back to the original, or not the original, but the queer movements of both the like the 60s and then later on in the 90s, and the importance that partying and the ballroom scene and cruising, the importance that it served to actually furthering liberation movements. I do not want this podcast to ever be anyone's escapism. I am not apolitical. My platform is not apolitical. I may not talk like frequently about politics or very explicitly about politics, but I don't have any shame in my political beliefs by any means. You can ask me and I will tell you like very directly how I feel about various topics, especially if I feel maybe conflicted about a certain topic. Like I'm perfectly fine with that. No issue like whatsoever. I think I also just, it's almost like everything that I talk about here, because I'm talking about, queerness, and because queerness is politicized, at least, in this country and others, but I'm American, so I'm going to talk about America and what's happening here. But it just, everything that I talk about here is inherently political. To be openly queer is inherently political. For me to also just be unashamed about being Black and, I don't know, like acting Black or whatever, or like fitting into like certain stereotypes or assumptions that people might have about me, like that is political. And again, not because my identities are in and of themselves inherently political things, but simply because we live in a society where they have been politicized. There is not a day that goes by that I will not stand up for my gay and trans brothers and sisters and siblings out there. Not a day. It is frankly sickening and irritating, and also disheartening to witness a political system where one party is just so focused on tearing down this community and slandering this community and using the same bullshit rhetoric of calling us predators on many different levels and many different types, calling us predators and making laws that threaten and challenge our very existence. We have that on one side, and then we have another side that is absolutely hell-bent on pretending to care. I don't like that, obviously. I think that's kind of like without going like super deep into it, I don't like that. I'm deeply unsettled by a lot of what I see from our national leadership on a daily basis. At the same time, a big part of my political philosophy is ensuring that we recognize the importance of local politics, not even just at the state level, but also at the county and city and even neighborhood level. Because while all of that might be happening at the national scale, we also have developers in Miami-Dade and Broward County that are trying to build warehouses on wetlands, which I think is morally reprehensible and also just fucking stupid. So I think for me, when I think about what I do, both with this platform, like within the podcast, and then also like what I try to do out in the community, there's a post that I saw recently. It was kind of funny. It was like, yes, your silly little queer meetup like is important or something like that. I need to find it. I need to find it and like reshare it, because it helps me remember that like there is like as much as a protest, a boycott, legislation, as important as those things are, people can't do that when they don't necessarily, have access to it through good community building. And so for me, for my philosophy, for what I prioritize and what I think is important, I do genuinely want to continue to focus on that community building, because like on the one hand, they say that like, you know, everybody wants a village, but nobody wants to be a villager. The flip side of that is we have to build a village that welcomes villagers. I think both are kind of like, you know, there's a give and a take there. So I want to continue to build our village down here. I want to continue to support our village down here. And I really want to be kind of like, you know, I don't want to say grassroots organizer because like that's not what this is. That's not what this feels like. But, you know, somewhere for people to come home to, somewhere for people to turn to for support when shit goes south, you know. Hopefully that makes sense. I really hope that makes sense. But yeah, this is not, again, this podcast is not apolitical. This is not your escapism. This is not where you come to not care about those things and pretend like that's not what's happening in the world. Because I can't ignore it. If I can't ignore it, then neither should you. We're simply not at a point where we can do that. If you want to go doom scroll, go doom scroll. But this is not going to be that. So just wanted to put it out there. Want to just share that feeling that I've been having. And yeah, that's not being serious. Okay. Last thing on the docket, I'm going to read my horoscope. And then that'll be it for this season 3 intro. And I'm very much so looking forward to this season, not just the episodes and the interviews that I have coming up, but also just, again, continuing to show up for my community, continuing to create space, and also just continuing to meet new people and making sure that they feel just as welcome here as I did. Because again, I'm so endlessly grateful for you guys continuing to hold space for me and show up for me and make it so that, you know, I can sit here and feel comfortable enough to like talk about these things and share. So thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay, horoscope. Let's see what CoStar is saying. Also, today is February 27th? Yeah, February 27th. Your day at a glance. There is no secret formula for winning people over, but there are tried and true tactics and you can study them. Stop rehearsing what you'll say and start listening to what others actually need. Your recent social fumbles taught you valuable lessons. Apply them without overthinking every word choice. Do morning rituals, lists, weird hat. Don't complacency, rumor mill, subscriptions. I'll let you all sit with that one. So yeah, like I said, you know, I appreciate the support that you guys send me and show me. That'll be it for this episode. If you would like to connect with me, you can follow me on Instagram at bottumsup.pod. That is bottumsup.pod. You can also follow me under the same name, Bottums Up Pod, on Queer Calendar to RSVP and buy tickets to all of my events. If you are interested in being in an episode, or you want to recommend a topic, or you want to recommend somebody else to be on an episode, you can shoot me an email, bottumsuppod@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring about me and caring about your community. I really appreciate the love that you guys show for me and everybody around us. And yeah, looking forward to this year, genuinely. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.